Judge. I jumped up there a little quick. My apologies.
Well,
My
here you go.
apologies.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On the transport
I
list?
figured you would.
Oh, wait, on this list, 15 and 20.
It was a 12. Recorded, brother. 25. Good to go. Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes. No problem. Thank you. All right, Mr. Casey, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this your signature on the last page?
Ma'am.
Do you understand the rights you give up when you enter a plea?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Are you satisfied with the services of your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am,
Did he-
100%.
All right. Have you had any drugs or alcohol or any substance in the last 24 hours that affects your ability to understand what's going
No,
on?
ma'am, I have not.
All right. Any DNA?
Ma'am,
DNA?
I don't believe it's applicable here, Judge.
I do find a sufficient factual basis based on the arrest report. Sir, if you're not a U.S. citizen, do you understand the plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to the lesser included offense as to count 1 of possession of paraphernalia? Then count 2 is driving while license suspended. And count 3 is possession of paraphernalia. How do you plead?
No contest.
All right, and all are misdemeanors. I accept your plea. I find it was freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to sentence you in accordance with your plea agreement. There will be an adjudication of guilt on all 3 of those charges, which are misdemeanors. 11 months, 29 days probation, early termination at 6 months if no violations and you've completed everything, paid everything, and you've been a model probationer. You must do the substance abuse evaluation, complete any recommended treatment, obtain proof of a valid driver's license or eligibility for same within 90 days, $300 court costs. Good luck to you, sir. You need to report to probation within 24 hours of your release.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. If you can't afford a lawyer, I'll appoint one. Thank you.
Your Honor, again, my apologies for the haphazardness. That's all I have before the court this morning. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Scott,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning.
Judge, I have Ronald Phillips.
All right, that's 23 CF 1578, 24 CF 661, 24 CF 1095.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Looks like you filed a bond motion.
I did, Your Honor.
All right, has that been set for a hearing yet?
It has not. I would ask that it's set for hearing, but we have deposition scheduled on February 27th. So I would ask for the motion docket after 2/27, so we have a little more info and maybe can possibly get to a resolution.
We have, good morning. We have March 18th. That would be the next miscellaneous day that we could hear that motion.
I'd like to set it on that March
Okay.
18th date, Your
All
Honor.
right. We will set the motion for March 18th. And that'll be at 9 o'clock.
So for Mr. Phillips's information, we have depositions, as we've previously told you, on 2/27. The motion to the bond hearing is going to be on 3/18 after those depositions. I know you've been accepted into some treatment programs. Maybe at that point, we have enough information to talk resolution.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That concludes my business, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ma'am. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. Mr. Williams?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
First up, I have State of Florida versus Andrew McLovich. And those, I think I have 2 case numbers, 24 CF 1387 and 24 CF 970.
All right, I'm sure he'll be out momentarily.
just as a preview, it's going to be pretty much the same status as the previous case you had with Mr. Scott. He's one of the 12 or 13 co-defendants that deposition set for later this month. Here's Mr. McLovich. Your Honor, we have depositions in this case set for the 27th of this month. So I guess I'd request a return date after that.
All right. That would be April 16th for pretrial. Continued at the defense's request.
It's just going to be pretty. Thank you, Your Honor. Next, I have, let's see, State of Florida versus Karen Heiler.
Oh, I think,
Oh, Glover, okay, fine. We'll do him next. Have State of Florida versus Donovan Glover, Your Honor.
23 CF 121, 24 CF 1705, 24 CF 1706, 24 CF 1707, and 24 CF 2655.
That's correct, Your Honor. And today, Mr. Glover is going to withdraw his previously entered not guilty plea and enter a plea of no contest. In all of those cases, Your Honor, I have the plea and sentencing agreement. Should I pass it up?
Yes, thank you.
Great.
It's okay. Thank you. Go right ahead. Thank you. While we're doing that, I'll go ahead and swear you in. Mr. Glover, if you'll raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? If so, say, "I do."
I do.
Thank you, sir. State your name.
Donovan Glover.
Thank you.
I think it's official.
Great. Thank you so much. Do we have a score sheet?
Judge, not at this moment. We have, you have it?
This one.
We do.
I have one.
Thank you.
If I have Mr.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Glover, I swore you in a minute ago. In case 23 CF 121, you're charged with violating your probation. The original charge is one count of carrying a concealed firearm, which is a third-degree felony. And in case 24 CF 1705, one count of burglary of an unoccupied dwelling. That's a second-degree felony. One count of grand theft. That's a third-degree felony. In case number 24 CF 1706, 1 count of grand theft auto, 1 count of grand theft, and 1 count of aiding an unmarried minor runaway. The first 2 charges are third-degree felonies. The third charge is a misdemeanor. In case 24-1707, you're charged with 1 count of fleeing and eluding a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens active. That is a third-degree felony. And in 24 CF 2655, you're charged with 1 count of introducing contraband into a county detention facility, and that's a third-degree felony as well. Have you had a chance to talk to your lawyer about all of those charges and the allegations you violated your probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read and sign the plea agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this your signature on the last page?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the rights you give up when you enter a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anybody forcing you or threatening you to make you enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anybody promise you anything that's not in your plea agreement?
No, ma'am.
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, medicine in the last 24 hours that affects your ability to understand what you're doing?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the services of your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he answer all of your questions?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a score sheet that shows 110 total sentence points. Any objections or corrections?
No objection.
All right, that also shows the lowest permissible prison sentence is 61.5 months. Any DNA on any of the cases?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I do find a sufficient factual basis. I did review the cases last night, and that basis is found in the arrest reports and in the VOP affidavit. Sir, if you're not a U.S. citizen, do you understand that the plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
In case 23 CF 121, do you admit to all the violations of your probation that are alleged in the affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
I accept your admission. I find it was freely and voluntarily given. As to cases 24 CF 1706, 1707, 2655, and 1705, how do you plead to the charges that I've
No
read out
contest.
earlier? Sorry?
No contest.
I accept your plea in all cases. I find it was freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to sentence you in accordance with your plea agreement. As to 23 CF 121, there's an adjudication of guilt as to the previous charge of carrying a concealed firearm. Revoke and terminate probation. All outstanding costs and fees will go to a civil lien. 60, that's 60 months, Department of Corrections. This will run concurrent with all other cases, all counts. $100 cost of prosecution. Is there a cost of defense fee on that as well?
I'm appointed, so there should be.
Okay. There's also a $150 public defender fee on this case. It includes the application fee. Let me make sure that's correct. Okay, thank you. As to 24 CF 1705, adjudication of guilt on both charges, $515 court costs. Is that accurate too? 61.5 months in the Department of Corrections on count 1, concurrent. 60 months Department of Corrections on count 2. Restitution in the amount of $7,557.44 to Gregory Lee. And there would be $100 public defender fee on that case as well. As to 24 CF 1706, adjudication of guilt on all charges, $515 court costs, 60 months Department of Corrections on count 1 and count 2, concurrent with all other cases and counts. Credit for time served on count 3, which is a misdemeanor. Were those costs accurate as well? Okay, thank you. 24 CF 1707, adjudication of guilt, $515 court cost, 60 months Department of Corrections, concurrent with all other cases, and $100 public defender defender fee. If I didn't announce the public defender fee on 24 CF 1706, it will also be $100.
That case, the court costs would be $538 for plea waiver.
That's 1707? Okay, instead of $515 in court costs on 24 CF 1707, it's $548 in court costs. Any objection to the correction of the court costs?
No, Your
sir?
Honor.
Okay. As to 24 CF 2655, that will be an adjudication of guilt, $515 on that one as well. $515 court cost, 60 months Department of Corrections, concurrent with all other cases, $100 public defender fee. I have written in the public defender fee on all of the cases. Any objection to the public defender fee?
No.
Thank you, sir. You only had to pay one application fee. That was $50. I charged that one to the 2023 case. Did I leave out any of the terms or conditions of any of the cases?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right, all counts, all cases will run concurrently with each other, and there will be an adjudication of guilt on all charges. Sir, you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. If you cannot afford a lawyer, I'll appoint one for you. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
And lastly, Your Honor, I have State of Florida versus Karen Heiler. And I'm sorry, I don't have all the case numbers on that. There are 4 or 5 of them, I think. One of them is 22 CF 658.
Yes, there's that one, and then 23 CF 1429, 24 CF 2113, 24 CF 2879, and 24 CF 2885.
Your Honor, I just got appointed to a couple of the cases in late December and then the remainder of the cases in January. I haven't been able to marshal up all the evidence, all the discovery yet, so I'm checking with the state attorney who's going to work with me to get all that to me. So I guess I'd like, a return date, probably next cycle, at least so I'm not sure we'll be ready to either resolve or go to trial at that point, but at least we can give you an update on the progress we make.
Yeah, I understand. And I did see that on 2 of the cases, you were appointed on December 27th, and the other 3, January 6th. So any objection?
No objection, Judge.
Okay. I will reset all of the cases for April 16th. All right.
And that concludes my business, Your Honor, so with your permission, I'll take my leave.
Actually, I see you have one more,
I do?
possibly. Is
Uh-oh.
it Mario Lee?
Mario Lee.
That would be 24 CF 2495.
2495, Your Honor.
Yes. I see you have one of Mr. Lee's cases, and I believe Mr.
Mr. Knapp
Knobs.
has the others. I recall
Knobs.
that now. I believe Mr. Knapp's cases are controlling.
Yeah, so Judge, I've got 2 other cases, I think, or 3, two or three, but anyway. The state and I still want to call him out here in a minute.
Oh, yes,
but- But I don't know how he got appointed when I had been representing him on the other ones for several.
I wondered
long
that
period
as
of time.
well. So
It happened last time.
would it be
we
proper
were-
to,
It happened last time we were here, so I don't know. I don't have any idea either.
okay, so Mr. Williams, do you wish to, I don't know how this happened, but would you like to continue representing Mr. Lee on one case, or would you like me to amend the order appointing
I
counsel?
think for efficiency purposes, it makes more sense for Mr. Knapp to represent.
Notes, Marty, notes.
Notes, I'm
That's
sorry.
right, you're fine.
That makes more sense to me, too. But,
I'm fine with that, Judge.
all right, well, then I am going to, I guess I will somehow enter
substitute
an
us.
order. Mr. Nopes, could you send me some sort of order?
I'll send you an amended order of appointment.
Cool.
Perfect. And Mr. Nopes, I will appoint you on Mr. Lee's case, 24 CF 2495, and not Mr. Williams.
Okay,
Great.
I'll take care of it.
Well,
Okay,
then-
and then we'll call up Mr. Lee whenever
Okay,
we
very
get to you.
good.
At that point, then, I think that concludes my business unless we've got
think-
another one up there for me.
Let me make sure. I think we got them all, Mr. Williams. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too. Mr. Weinstock?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
First case I have is Quashawn Jenkins, 23 CF 2706.
All right, bear with me because all right. Got it. Sorry?
He's going to be followed by number 29 on the
Your Honor, approaching is Mr. Jenkins, again on 23 CF 2706. I have deposition set for March the 11th. I request a continuation to your, April 16th date?
Any objection from the state?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right.
I'll keep
Did you
advised.
have depositions on January